Morning, I am Hammer Hernandez and I am here at the historic Antioch Museum, and today we'll be discussing about the recent trend that's been going on around high schools of the school shootings. Will civilians find a solution for this horrific issue? Let's find out. What will stop school shootings? Some, including the president and a lot of Twitter messages, say the answer could be arming teachers and other school staff. He says highly trained teachers with guns could be a deterrent, even saying that those teachers could get a bonus for doing so. But the theory has rarely been tested. About the Florida school shooting, big teacher unions and where the shooting happened, they are all against Trump's idea. They say that the last thing they want to see is more guns in campus and classrooms. I'm here with Sue Tiernan, one of the museum employees of Antioch. So how would you feel to send your kids to a school where you know that the place would be armed? Like a few teachers would be armed in that place. Would you feel safe sending your child there?
Personally, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think teachers should be armed. I think we should have resource specialists, police, whatever you want to call them, available on campus, at the campus that are armed, but I think teachers are there to instruct the children, not be armed.
How do you feel about the recent trend that's going on, like of school shootings, mostly in every high school nowadays?
I think it's appalling. Do I know a way to stop it? No, I don't. When I went to school a long time ago, we were free to go to school and we were not afraid. When my children went to school here in Antioch, they were not afraid. I was never afraid to send my children to school. However, if I had children now, I would wonder and think twice, and it's from all levels, from high school all the way down to probably preschool. And I don't see a change to it, and I don't think taking guns away is a good idea. However, I do not think we should have assault weapons. I don't think they're necessary.
In your opinion, what could the government do to change what's going on with the schools, like with the shootings everywhere? What can they do, in your opinion, to change that, to make the school campuses safer?
I don't necessarily think it's the government's problem to take care of. I think it's us as a society to take care of, to identify people that are at risk. I'm not a person that thinks the government needs to take care of everything. That's just my opinion.
Okay, thank you for sharing. That's all for Focus on Freedom. This is Hammer Hernandez, and thanks for watching.
Good morning, Freedom. I'm Connor Robles, and today we'll be taking a look at Freedom's response to a matter that has rocked every school in the nation: the deaths of 17 students in a school shooting in Parkland, Florida. The February 14th mass shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School has prompted outrage from schools across the country. Many are planning walkouts and protests against what is perceived as continuing inaction on the part of the government against gun violence. And here we have Mrs. Warren, one of the main teachers supervising the March 14th walkout. So, Miss Warren, where exactly did you get the idea of the walkout?
Well, it wasn't my idea. This was organized right after the Parkland shooting by the people who did the Women's March. So I just am supporting my students who want to participate in it.
Okay, and so this is indeed a nationwide thing.
It's a nationwide thing to commemorate the 17 people who died in the Parkland shooting. It starts at 10 o'clock and goes until 10:17.
Okay. And why do you think the march is a good idea?
I think it's a good idea because teens seem to have a voice now more than they ever have before. The Parkland students have really initiated some strong action. They have some powerful speakers who are coming out and saying enough is enough. So right now I really feel like teens are being heard in a way that they've never been heard before in history. So I think this is a really great opportunity for teens to speak out. We should all feel safe in our schools, and we don't, and that needs to change.
And that's all the time we have for today. I'm Connor Robles from Focus on Freedom. Thank you for watching.
So I've been working here at Freedom for 10 years, 9 as a teacher, and now 1 as an administrator. So I'm really excited. I love Freedom. I live in Oakley. My own children go to Freedom. They're a junior and a sophomore. One of the things as an assistant principal, and I feel this as a teacher, is I was always really big about creating relationships with my students, and I feel that's the same way as an assistant principal. So yeah, there's going to be times where students have to come into my office for disciplinary reasons, but I'm here to be a support for all our students here at Freedom High School. So my responsibilities for this year lie with our AP testing, our attendance. Graduation is also part of my responsibility. So it's a wide range of things that I deal with throughout the course of the year. One fun fact that nobody knows about me this year is that last summer I had a chance to go to Japan for 2 weeks, and it was really cool. I got to go to Tokyo, Fukuoka, Hiroshima, and Nagasaki. And so I stood exactly where the atomic bombs dropped in 1945 on those 2 cities, and I got to meet survivors of the atomic bomb, and so it was a really powerful experience for me, and I'm really appreciative that I was able to do that. I usually start at 7:30, that is one thing, and then I'm supposed to end around 5, but usually that can go to 6 or 7 depending on what happens. Last thing I like to do is go on hikes. I'm involved in scouting, and so we go on short hikes, long hikes, tall hikes, low hikes, you name it. I like doing that type of thing. Now as an assistant principal, I have an opportunity to reach way more students than I ever did in my classroom. So if you can imagine, a typical teacher has a little over 180 students. As an administrator, now I'm partially responsible for all 2,700 something students here at Freedom High School. I'm excited to be here and to be a part of our community.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Ferreira. This is my second year teaching English here at Freedom. I've been teaching for 12 years total. Before relocating out here, I was teaching in Oakland, but my family and we decided it was time for a change and wanted to settle down. Yeah, so I was at Oakland Military Institute, and I was there for 6 years, and I loved it. I had a great experience working with the students there. It was a college prep academy. They used the military structure just for the discipline, but we had some really great results with the students working there. We love being out here. I went to Northeastern University in Boston, Massachusetts, and for my graduate degree, I went to Boston College. Northeastern was awesome. It was really fun. It was the campus is located downtown Boston, so we would have a lot to do, museums and malls and restaurants, and it was a really cool college experience being in the city. A lot of my college professors, we had to do things out in the city to explore. Like one of my English professors, she made us go to the museum and write about what we saw and our favorite artwork, and that was a really cool experience because I was from New Jersey and I hadn't been in the city too much, especially Boston, so it was a really cool experience. Jersey was great. I also grew up in Ohio, so I moved around a lot. When I was in 8th grade, I moved from Ohio to New Jersey, and it was great. It helped make me who I am, just having different experiences, and I really enjoyed living in the farm life in Ohio and the more suburban life in New Jersey, and I think that's why I really like living out here, and I live in Discovery Bay because it reminds me a lot of Ohio and the farmland, and it's really beautiful out here. One thing about me is I really love cooking and baking, and my 5-year-old son, he's just old enough now where we get to enjoy that together, so we like to make some yummy treats.
Hi, my name is Mr. Macy. I teach economics for seniors and U.S. history for juniors. My little sister is also a teacher, and my dad's a teacher, and I have 2 uncles that are also teachers. So I come from a family of teaching. Something people don't know about me, I can't swim, I can't whistle. When I was in high school, I went to the school where my dad taught math and was the football coach. So I had him as a math teacher and as a football coach, which was a little awkward, but eventually that's why I became a teacher and a football coach, was because of my dad. I now teach here at Freedom, but I now coach with my dad at Camp Lindo, where I went to high school. But I coach golf here the past few years at Freedom. Thanks for listening. No, that was stupid.
It starts when you're a freshman. Then you think you want to do it. It's all anyone talks about.
There's a lot of pressure from your friends.
After my sister did it, all her friends came and hugged her. It was cool.
They say the feeling is incredible. No worries, just happy, you know?
I've always done what I want, and I want this.
I never really cared about it, but my friends kept at me. They kept saying if I didn't do it, I'd be on my own.
I can't wait to do it. It's like after you do it, you're an adult.
My parents talked to me about it, and even how they did it.
My boyfriend told me he'd break up with me if I didn't do it, so we're gonna do it together.
It's all I think about. I can't wait for it.